The kitchen light is still on, a soft yellow circle above the counter. The refrigerator hums in the corner, steady and patient, and when you open it, a faint cool breath touches your face before you reach for a bottle of cold water from the fridge. On the table, a small pile of clothes waits, sleeves folding over each other as if they have settled in for the night. You smooth one shirt without thinking, the fabric brushing lightly against your palm, and for a moment your hand lingers there longer than necessary. The bedroom light glows down the hallway, dimmer than before. A warm cup sits near the sink, still holding a little heat from earlier, and the quiet of the house begins to gather around these ordinary things, the water bottle sweating in your hand, the clothes not yet hung, the light that has not been turned off. The kitchen does not ask for anything. It simply stays with you as you place the bottle on the counter and let the hum of the fridge continue. The kitchen light feels a little brighter once you stand beneath it. You twist open the bottle of cold water from the fridge, and the cap makes a small click that sounds louder than it should in this hour between dinner and sleep. There are plates drying beside the sink. A faint ring of moisture stays on the counter where the bottle was, and you wipe it away with the edge of a dishcloth without really looking down. The clothes on the table are still there. A shirt, 2 pairs of socks, something small that belongs to someone else in the house, all of it waiting with a quiet patience that feels almost kind. You pick up one piece and fold it slowly. The fabric slides across your fingers, and for a moment the only sound is the soft brush of cloth against cloth, like a whisper that does not need to be understood. The refrigerator hum continues. It does not change its tone, even when you lean your hip against the counter and take another sip of water that feels almost too cold at first. Some evenings move like this. Work has ended, messages have quieted, the world outside has thinned into distant shapes and headlights, and what remains is this small square of light in the kitchen. You open the fridge again, though you do not need anything else. A container shifts slightly on the shelf, and the air inside smells faintly of leftovers and something sweet from earlier, and you stand there longer than necessary before closing the door with a soft push. The clothes wait. You sit down in the chair closest to the table and begin folding them one by one, lining up edges, smoothing corners, feeling the weight of each piece before setting it aside. There is no rush. No one is calling your name right now, no screen lighting up insistently, no doorbell interrupting the quiet shape of the evening. The kitchen light reflects softly on the tiled floor. Your bare foot shifts slightly, and the coolness under your skin reminds you that the day has been long, that it has carried you from one room to another, from one task to the next, without asking whether you were ready. You take another sip from the bottle. A drop of water slides down the side and onto your knuckle, and you catch it with your thumb before it falls. The shirt in your hands is warm from the room. You press it flat against the table, fold one sleeve inward, then the other, and the simple symmetry of the motion feels steadier than most conversations you had today. In the hallway, the bedroom light remains on. It casts a softer glow that barely reaches the kitchen, as if it is only there to remind you that the house has another side, another quiet waiting beyond this one. You stack the folded clothes carefully. The pile grows higher, but not in a way that feels heavy, more like a small proof that the day can be gathered into manageable shapes. The bottle of cold water rests near your elbow. Its surface is no longer sweating, and the chill inside has settled into something more gentle, something that no longer surprises your mouth. You look at the table for a moment. The space that was covered with fabric now shows its wooden surface again, faint scratches catching the kitchen light in thin, almost invisible lines. There are always small marks like that, left behind from other nights, other meals, other quiet returns from work that looked almost identical on the surface and yet felt slightly different inside. The house breathes in its own way. A pipe clicks somewhere behind the wall, the refrigerator hum continues, and your chair shifts slightly as you lean back, just enough to feel the weight of your body settle into the seat. The last pair of socks remains. You fold them together carefully, matching heel to heel, and let your hands rest there for a brief second before placing them on top of the pile and turning the phone face down. The kitchen light hums faintly when the room grows quieter. You do not notice it at first, but once the clothes are stacked and the table is clear, the small sound becomes part of the evening's shape. The bottle of cold water from the fridge sits near your hand. You lift it again, the plastic slightly softer now, and take a slower sip as if the night itself has thinned the edges of your thirst. The hallway feels longer from here. The bedroom light at the end glows in a muted yellow, steady and unhurried, not bright enough to demand attention, only bright enough to remind you it is there. You stand and carry the folded clothes with both arms. The fabric brushes lightly against your wrist, and the faint scent of detergent rises for a moment before fading back into the ordinary air of the house. Halfway down the hallway, you pause. The floor is cool beneath your feet, and for a second you consider turning off the kitchen light, but you leave it on, letting the two rooms share their quiet glow. Inside the bedroom, the air feels warmer. The lamp near the bed casts a small circle on the wall, and the edges of the room blur softly into shadow, as if the day has decided to step back without argument. You set the folded clothes down on the chair. The stack leans slightly to one side before settling into itself, fabric touching fabric in a way that seems content with its own stillness. The bottle of water rests against your palm. A bead of condensation forms again where your fingers hold it, and you wipe it absently on the side of your shirt before placing it on the nightstand. There are small things on the table. A book half closed, a pair of glasses, a hair tie looped loosely beside the lamp, all of them evidence of earlier moments that have already passed without needing to be recorded. You sit at the edge of the bed. The mattress dips gently, and the shift in weight makes the lamp tremble for a fraction of a second before becoming still again. From the kitchen, the refrigerator hum continues in the distance. It travels down the hallway as a low, steady note, almost like a reminder that even when rooms are empty, something inside the house keeps moving quietly. You look toward the doorway. The kitchen light is still visible, a pale square at the end of the hall, and you realize you have not yet turned it off. There is no urgency in that thought. The night is not waiting for you to complete it perfectly. You lean back slightly, resting your hands behind you on the bed. The fabric beneath your palms is smooth, familiar, and carries the faint warmth left from earlier when the room was not yet this quiet. The bottle stands upright on the nightstand. You glance at it once more, then at the soft light around you, and the simple presence of these objects begins to feel enough for this hour. In the other room, the kitchen waits without complaint. The counter remains clean, the dishcloth draped over the sink's edge, the air holding a trace of something cooked and already eaten. You rise again. The hallway light does not flicker as you walk through it, and your steps make only the smallest sound against the floor. Back in the kitchen, the yellow glow seems warmer than before. You reach toward the counter, fingers brushing briefly against the cool surface near where the bottle had rested, and you stand there for a moment longer than necessary. The refrigerator hum fills the space behind you. You take in the shape of the room, the cleared table, the folded absence where the clothes once lay, the quiet that has no need to prove itself, and then you let your hand move toward the phone and put it face down. The kitchen light is still on when you return. It no longer feels bright, only steady, like something that has decided to stay a little longer with you. You open the fridge again, not out of hunger, but out of habit. The cool air brushes against your face, and you reach for the bottle of cold water from the fridge even though it is already half empty. The door closes softly. The hum resumes its low, even tone, filling the space behind your thoughts without interrupting them. You lean back against the counter. The surface presses gently into your lower back, grounding you in a way that does not ask questions. On the chair near the table, one piece of clothing remains unfolded. It must have slipped from the stack earlier, a sleeve hanging down as if it changed its mind at the last moment. You pick it up slowly. The fabric feels different now, cooler than before, and the small motion of lifting it seems to echo in the quiet room. There are evenings when everything slows like this. Not because something special has happened, but because the day has quietly finished using you for a while. The bedroom light at the end of the hallway is dimmer now. Its glow barely touches the wall near the kitchen entrance, and the house feels deeper, as if the rooms are settling into themselves. You fold the last piece of clothing with careful hands. The movement is simple, practiced, and your fingers follow the edges without needing direction. A warm cup sits near the sink, forgotten but not abandoned. When you lift it, there is still a trace of heat left inside, just enough to surprise your palm. You hold it for a moment. The warmth travels slowly through your fingers, and for a few quiet seconds, that small sensation feels larger than the rest of the day. The refrigerator hum continues. It blends with the soft hum of the kitchen light, and together they create a thin layer of sound that keeps the silence from becoming too wide. You carry the folded clothing back down the hallway. The floor feels slightly colder now, and your steps are slower, not from fatigue alone but from a gentle reluctance to disturb the quiet. Inside the bedroom, the light is softer than before. It wraps around the corners of the room, leaving the ceiling in a faint shadow that feels almost protective. You place the clothing down carefully. The stack no longer leans, it rests evenly, as if it has found its place for the night. The bottle of water waits on the nightstand. You take one last sip, the coolness no longer sharp, just present. From here, the kitchen is no longer visible. Only the faint glow spills into the hallway, a reminder that something remains unfinished, or perhaps simply unclosed. You sit on the edge of the bed again. The mattress dips, the room exhales, and your shoulders lower without being told to. Nothing is demanding your attention right now. No message, no sound beyond the distant hum of the fridge, no movement except your own breathing moving in and out quietly. The house feels full in its own way. Not with noise or activity, but with the small evidence of living: folded clothes, a warm cup, a bottle of water that has been lifted and set down more than once. You glance toward the doorway once more. The light from the kitchen remains, patient and unchanged, and you rise slowly, walk back down the hallway, and place the phone face down. The kitchen light feels softer now. It no longer fills the room, only rests there, as if it too has grown a little tired of shining at full strength. You stand near the sink without turning anything on. The faucet remains still, the metal catching a faint reflection from the overhead lamp, and for a moment the quiet feels almost visible. The bottle of cold water from the fridge is back in your hand. You do not drink immediately, only feel the slight weight of it, the way the plastic bends inward under your fingers. The hallway behind you is darker than before. The bedroom light has dimmed further, leaving the doorway outlined in a thin, warm edge that does not reach the kitchen floor. You walk slowly between the two rooms. The house carries your movement without echo, as if it already knows the pattern of these late steps. On the chair, the folded clothes sit neatly stacked. One sleeve has slipped just slightly out of line, and you reach to smooth it back into place with a small, careful motion. The fabric feels cooler now. Its warmth from earlier has faded, replaced by the neutral touch of cotton that has already accepted the night. A warm cup rests near the bed. You lift it again, surprised to find a trace of heat still lingering at the bottom, thin but steady against your palm. You sit down without hurry. The mattress dips, the light above shifts gently, and your breathing slows without effort. In the kitchen, the refrigerator hum continues its quiet work. It reaches you faintly, not loud enough to demand attention, only present enough to keep the silence from stretching too far. You think of turning off the kitchen light. The thought appears and then drifts away, as if there is no need to decide just yet. The bottle of water rests beside you. A small ring of moisture forms beneath it on the wooden surface, and you watch the circle widen slightly before it stops. There are no voices in the house now. No footsteps, no doors opening, only the steady layering of small, ordinary sounds that have always been here. You rise once more and walk back toward the kitchen. The yellow light catches the edge of your shoulder as you pass through the doorway, creating a brief shadow on the wall. The counter is clear. The dishcloth hangs loosely over the sink, untouched, and the air carries a faint memory of dinner that has already been washed away. You stand there for a while. The bottle remains cool in your hand, and the steady hum of the fridge fills the room in a way that feels almost protective. Outside, distant traffic passes somewhere beyond the walls. The sound is softened by distance, reduced to a low murmur that does not disturb the stillness inside. The house feels smaller at this hour. Not cramped, but gathered, as if each room has folded gently inward for the night. You look at the light switch near the doorway. Your fingers hover near it without pressing, and the simple pause feels more complete than any finished task from earlier in the day. The bottle leaves a faint mark on the counter when you set it down. You let your hand rest there for a second longer than necessary, then reach toward the phone and place it face down. The kitchen feels narrower now. Not smaller, just closer, as if the walls have leaned in slightly to hold the quiet in place. You turn off the hallway light, leaving only the kitchen glow and the bedroom lamp behind you. The shift is gentle, and the room does not protest the dimmer shape of itself. The bottle of cold water from the fridge is lighter than before. You take another slow sip, and the coolness settles into your chest in a way that feels almost steadying. On the counter, a faint outline remains where the bottle rested earlier. You run your thumb across the mark, smoothing away the moisture without thinking. The refrigerator hum continues its low thread of sound. It blends with the soft buzz of the kitchen light, creating a thin layer of presence that makes the silence feel less fragile. You lean both hands on the counter. The surface is cool beneath your palms, and the simple contact reminds you that you are still here, in this room, in this small hour that belongs to no one else. The bedroom light glows softly down the hallway. It no longer spills into the kitchen the way it did earlier, but its warmth remains visible at the edge of your vision. You think of the folded clothes waiting on the chair. They are not asking to be put away tonight. The thought settles without guilt. Some things can remain exactly where they are until morning. A warm cup sits near the sink, nearly forgotten again. You lift it once more, surprised by how little warmth remains, and hold it between both hands as if even that faint heat is enough. There are evenings when the day feels heavy even after it ends. Not because something dramatic happened, but because so many small pieces were carried from one hour to the next. The house does not comment on any of that. It only holds the evidence: cleared dishes, folded fabric, a bottle that has been lifted and set down several times without urgency. You walk slowly toward the bedroom. The floor feels cooler now, the air slightly thicker as the night deepens around the edges of the windows. The bedroom light welcomes you quietly. It casts a soft circle on the wall, leaving the corners dim but not dark. You sit at the edge of the bed again. The mattress dips, and your shoulders follow, lowering a little as if the room itself has given permission. From here, the refrigerator hum is more distant. It sounds like something happening in another part of the world, steady and unchanged. The bottle rests beside you. There is only a little water left now, enough for one more sip that does not surprise you with its coldness. The folded clothes remain on the chair. Their edges are clean, their lines simple, and the quiet order of them feels almost like a soft reassurance without words. You glance once more toward the hallway. The kitchen light still shines faintly, waiting for a final decision that does not feel urgent. There is no need to finish everything. The night has already begun. You rise slowly, walk back through the hallway, Let your fingers brush the edge of the counter one last time, and place the phone face down. The bedroom light is the only light left now. The kitchen has gone dark, its yellow circle folded quietly into the switch by the door. The hallway feels softer without it. Shadows stretch longer along the wall, and the house seems to breathe in a slower rhythm, as if it has finally exhaled the day. You sit on the edge of the bed again. The bottle of cold water from the fridge rests on the nightstand, almost empty, its surface no longer cool enough to startle your fingers. There is a different kind of quiet at this hour. Not the busy quiet between tasks, but the deeper one that arrives when nothing more is expected. The folded clothes remain on the chair. Their shapes are steady, edges aligned, sleeves tucked inward as if already sleeping. You reach for the warm cup beside the bed. It has lost nearly all its heat, yet you hold it with both hands anyway, letting the faint trace of warmth settle into your palms. From far away, the refrigerator hum is barely audible now. It blends into the walls, into the ceiling, into the soft hum of electricity that keeps small things alive while you rest. You lean back slowly. The mattress receives your weight without sound, and the bedroom light casts a gentle halo above you, steady and uncomplicated. There is nothing left to arrange. No clothes to fold, no counters to wipe, no doors left open. The bottle stands upright, quiet beside the lamp. A thin shadow forms behind it, stretching across the wood in a shape that will disappear once the light is gone. Outside, the world has thinned to distant shapes. A passing car somewhere far off, softened by walls and distance, becomes part of the night rather than a disturbance. You look around the room without moving your head. The chair, the folded stack, the cup, the bottle, each object resting exactly where it has been placed. There is a kind of gratitude in this stillness. Not loud, not declared, only present in the simple fact that the day has been carried this far. Your shoulders lower further into the mattress. The bedroom light feels warmer against your eyelids as they begin to close. The house does not ask for more from you tonight. It keeps its quiet agreements, the fridge humming in the distance, the fabric waiting on the chair, the faint scent of detergent lingering in the air. You breathe in slowly. The air is ordinary, familiar, touched only by the memory of dinner and the faint trace of clean cotton. The bottle catches your attention once more. You reach for it, take the last small sip, and set it back in its place. The room holds steady. The folded clothes do not shift, the cup does not fall, the hum behind the walls remains unchanged. Your hand moves toward the nightstand. The gesture is unhurried, almost weightless, as if the night itself is guiding the final movement. You turn the phone over gently and place it face down. The bedroom light lingers for a moment longer. It rests softly on the folded clothes, on the warm cup that no longer holds heat, on the bottle now standing empty beside the bed. The house is quiet in its own steady way. Somewhere behind the walls, the refrigerator hum continues, patient and unchanged, keeping small things cool while you no longer need to think about them. There is nothing left to adjust. The counters are clear, the fabric is folded, the hallway has gone dark without complaint. You lie back and let your eyes close. The light above you feels less like illumination and more like a gentle presence, holding the room together for a few seconds more. This ordinary evening has already carried enough. Not in grand gestures, but in small, repeated motions, lifting a bottle, smoothing a sleeve, standing still in the kitchen without being asked for anything else. Your hand reaches toward the switch. The room softens, and the night settles fully around you. The phone remains face down,